Old Man Daniker loved Halloween too well. In my town, Cord in Indiana, on Halloween no one went up to Old Man Daniker's place alone. You took a friend. Well, Halloween, a couple of the kids went up to Daniker's, Paul, Laurie, Royce, and they got to the top of that hill in the dark, and the corn was whispering in the breeze. And they could almost hear those scarecrows kind of creaking all over the cornfield. They knew one of those scarecrows was going to be Old Man Daniker just waiting. And Paul was 9 then, Laurie 7, so Paul went first down one of those rows. Come on, Laurie. And Paul, he come to one of those scarecrows, and he thought it moved. He jumped. It was just a scarecrow. It's all right, Laurie. Laurie. Laurie had gone down another row of corn. She came to Scarecrow, and it seemed to be bending over her. Happy Halloween! Laurie, she didn't stop running until she ran right into Mrs. Daniker. Mrs. Daniker grabbed her. It's all right, Laurie. It's all right, Laurie. You never mind my husband. He gets crazy at Halloween. Paul, you come over here. There you go. 2 pieces of fat fudge. That almost made it worth it. Almost. Well, Daniker, he come into his kitchen 9 o'clock that night, wearing a ratty old tuxedo, straw coming out of the neck. You know, I'm sick of just being Scarecrow, Daniker. Next Halloween, I want to go down the town, scare someone half to death, maybe more. Then I want to go town to town. Shut up, Clem. Look at you in that tuxedo. You get yourself a shower and you get into bed. You got to be the print shop early in the morning. She kept a tight rein on Old Man Daniker, and we was all glad of that. She took sick in November, and she died. In January, Daniker, he started pacing in the print shop. It puts out the newspaper, and he starts cackling. There's no one holding me back now. There's no one holding me back. That's when Daniker started sitting on the liar's bench. Every noon he'd be holding that hot cup of tea. The liar's bench, it's been there 70 years, right down the main street there on the corner where the alley is. A couple of years back, they were building the building. They were going to move the liar's bench. Well, there was such a stink, they moved the building instead. Must have been 10 degrees out. A couple of the fellas come by. Hey, Daniker. Cold. Whew. What's the headlines tomorrow? You coming up my place Halloween? What are you talking about, Daniker? It's January. You come up my place Halloween. It's going to be a burial. Got so that's all he'd talk about, a burial at his place Halloween. So nobody'd sit on the liar's bench if Daniker was there. Of course, there was a couple of people that kind of tweaked his nose. Bessie Meta, the widow. You know Bessie. She's 55. Been a widow, 7 years? She's enjoyed every moment of it. Well, Bessie, she's not afraid of anybody. She'd sit right down on that liar's bench and look at Daniker. I don't scare easy, Daniker. We'll see, Bessie Meta. And Uncle Doctor. He's the surgeon right here. He works in Louisville, but he lives in town. Uncle Doctor, he come by one day, and Daniker's sitting on the liar's bench talking about a burial, and Uncle Doctor said, Listen, Daniker, now if there's going to be a burial up at your place, you make sure I sign the death certificate. Hey, Daniker. Well, fall come around, and I come out of my store on the main street, the auto parts store, and Daniker's sitting on the liar's bench. Paul Royce is coming home from school, and Daniker got up. Come on over here, Paul. Paul, come on over here. I need you to take a picture. I haven't got a camera. I got a camera. I got a Polaroid. Now take this and back up. Wait a minute. Let me get the overcoat off. Daniker was wearing that ratty old tuxedo with the straw coming out of the neck. Wait a minute, Paul. I want to put this pumpkin on my head. He'd carved out a pumpkin with a kind of crazy smile put on his head. Take the picture. Take the picture. Now come over here. Let's see if it come out. Look at that. It's coming good, Paul. Paul, you tell your father. Come up my place Halloween. It's going to be a burial. Well, I called Fred Royce myself, Paul's father. Fred's on the Democratic committee, and We decided we'd all go up to Daniker's place. We'd bring the kids up. So Halloween night, 8:30, there must have been 70 of us tramping up the hill laughing. We got to the top there, and nobody was laughing because we were going through the cornfield waiting for one of those scarecrows to jump. Nothing happened. We got to Daniker's and the place is all dark. So Fred Royce, he went up on the porch and knocked on that door. "Daniker, trick or treat, Daniker. Daniker, trick or treat, Daniker." "Get back, get back!" All of a sudden, the whole place, boom, just like that. It's on fire. We're all backing up like mad. And I could see right in the living room. There must have been 70 pumpkins, all hollowed out where they're collapsing because that fire was so intense. We got the fire department up. There was nothing they could do. We're all backing up because of that fire. And a little kid fell over something. We turned, and he fell over a tombstone. It said, "Scarecrow Daniker lies here." So the fire chief, Al Lyons, he got the firemen digging up, and they come to something. It was a casket. Put the ropes around it. Pull it up. Pull it up. Would you please get the children back? Would you get them back, please? All right, open up the casket. Scarecrow Daniker. Daniker's lying in that casket. That ratty old tuxedo with a pumpkin on his head. And Al Lyons, the fire chief, he lifted the arm and said, "It ain't Daniker at all. This is a scarecrow here. You men, when that fire's out, I want you going through the ashes and find out if there are any bones. I want to know whether Daniker's alive or dead." They didn't find any bones, and we didn't know if Daniker's alive or dead. And I'll tell you this, it's a funny thing living in a town, not knowing if someone's alive or dead. Well, we kind of shook it off. Thanksgiving coming, day before Thanksgiving. Bessie Meta, she always goes out to the Baptist cemetery and puts a wreath in her husband's grave. Well, she spent so much time putting on her widow's weeds that it was dark when she was out there. It's 2 miles out of town. She was kneeling down in the dark putting the wreath on. She thought she heard a dog. Bessie Meta not scared of people, but she can't stand dogs. Bessie Meta's hand flew to her face, knocked her glasses off. She can't see nothing without them. Oh, Bessie, she stood up and she stood right in the glasses. She started running. Bessie Meta, somehow, she drove back to town. I never seen anyone that scared in my life. And she said the dog was Daniker. So now we're all looking over our shoulder. It was February. Must have been about 5 degrees that night. It was cold, 11 o'clock at night. Uncle Doctor's coming back from Louisville, and Uncle Doctor was so glad to see the drugstore lit up. It always closes 10 sharp. Uncle Doctor went in. "Hey, Russ, you in the back room? Oh, am I tired? You finish up the prescriptions, but when you can, I need some food and a hot cup of coffee. I've been working 18 hours. 63 years old, too old for that." Uncle Doctor sat down there on the stool at the counter and picked up the menu. He was reading the menu when he realized it was a death certificate. It had a red X where Uncle Doctor was supposed to sign it. He's looking down at that marble counter, and he saw those fingers pushing the black coffee right towards him. And then he saw those fingers going right into the coffee, stirring it. And he looked up, and there's old Man Daniker. And just like that, the lights went out. Well, now everybody's locking their doors. A couple of people left the town. Well, finally, Halloween come around. That morning, the kids are going to school, and they all saw it. Somebody had put crazy pumpkins all over the gas lanterns we got on the main street. I was having breakfast at Elsie's Cafe, and the sheriff's deputy come in, and he told us what happened. The sheriff come to work that morning, opened up his office. There was a corpse sitting in his chair with a crazy pumpkin on his head. Had a badge on. We found out fast enough that corpse had been taken from the funeral home night before. Well, people heard that, and no one was going out for Halloween. I got together with the merchants, and we decided to keep the stores open, hand out the candy, and Main Street be all lit up. We didn't have many takers Halloween night, though. Fred Royce come by with his kids, Laura and Paul, and Jenny Robbins was with the Royces. You know Jenny, she's 12 and got those freckles, enough freckles to cover a beach. And Jenny, she went running ahead of the Royces and right down to the lies bench, and she turned down that alley. She was going to give the Royces a little scare. Jenny went down the alley and she backed into something. She thought it was a lantern, but then she thought it moved. Jenny was so scared. She reached behind her and touched it. And she turned around. It was just a lantern. And Jenny turned back and she saw it swinging back and forth. A man hanging from the neck, swinging. Well, she let out the worst cry, and I went running down that alley. Fred Royce was with me, and the sheriff, he wasn't far behind. We got Jenny, and we got a ladder, and we cut that corpse down. It was nothing but a scarecrow in a ratty old tuxedo. We're standing there. Happy Halloween! I must have jumped a foot in the air. We turned around. I swear it was old Man Daniker running down that alley. Well, they say Corridon's a ghost town. Now, that's a lot of nonsense. Of course, I'm living in Louisville. That's because it's convenient. And I got nice neighbors here in Louisville. Uncle Doctor's right across the way, and Bessie Meta, she's down on the corner at the hospital in the mental ward. Now, I told you this story. Well, come here. You see this Polaroid I got? Daniker in a ratty old tuxedo and a pumpkin on his head. He's getting crazy every second. And Halloween, I'd have a friend or two with me if I went out. 'Cause old Man Daniker, he's going to be standing in the dark on your street, waiting.